All right, who's around tonight? It's been a while since I come on a Thursday live. I used to come on Thursdays all the time. And then what happened? I don't even know. What's going on? So I posted a video a couple days ago. Maybe it was yesterday. No, I think it was Tuesday. What is today? Tuesday, it's Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday on that I am finally starting a fat loss phase, which I should have freaking started in April. So I'm only April, May, June. I'm only 2 months behind. So normally I would be like, all right, in my fat loss phase, but I also decided to start HRT at that time. And so it was not the optimal time to go into a fat loss phase. So I started hormone replacement therapy. The reason why I started that was because I was having hot flashes. Hey, how are you? I was having hot flashes, but not just any regular hot flashes. Yeah, they were regular hot flashes, but I was getting a massage and I broke into a sweat and literally just soaked the table. And I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And she was like, no, it's fine. It happens all the time. So I was like, oh, okay. So I knew it was probably coming that I was going to have to do that. But literally when my husband touches me, right, he's so hot and his finger would touch me and I would just break into a sweat. And so I'm like, yeah, I can't have this. I can't sleep. It was really affecting my sleep. And then my sleep was already being effective as well. So I was having some insomnia. And so that's why I decided to go on HRT. I'm like, okay. And so that being said, I have spent most of the winter in a if not at maintenance, then in a surplus. So I was eating probably about 2,100 calories, maybe 2,150 through the holidays and everything. So it was awesome, and looking to put on some more muscle onto my frame. And then, so when you do that, it's kind of like it's like a bulk. Then you go into a fat loss phase after. So I gained probably 10 pounds. And on purpose, wasn't too concerned about it because I know that I can just take that off. But then I went on HRT and literally gained 2 pounds in 3 weeks. And a lot of it went to my boobs. So I'm not too sad about that. But, I had no intention of having to lose 13 pounds for my just to get back to my maintenance. So for me, I am 5'4". I am ideally like to be around 125 pounds. Now, each cycle that I go through this, then that weight looks different. So this time I might only have to be 127 to where I'm going to look the same. So it's always different, right? Just decreasing that muscle, decreasing that fat, and increasing the muscle. And so that is the goal. And so finally, I get to start. But I did throw a monkey wrench into everything by adding HRT. So I added another 2 months onto my bulk phase. So I just kind of stayed in maintenance. But even at maintenance, I definitely gained weight. So now it's time to take it off. So there's a process for that. And so because I have been at maintenance or in a surplus for so long, I'm only going to take away 300 calories to lose weight. And so I've been at these lower calories now for 2 weeks. And I would say it's been about 2 pounds, maybe 1.5. You know how it is, ladies, the scale goes up and down. So who knows, right? Next, I just go by, I'll see what happens next Monday, and then we'll see where we're at. So the goal is anywhere between 125 and 127. So, but if you have any questions about how I'm going to do that, please let me know. And I think the response to I find a lot of women are trying to just take off weight as fast as possible. And for me, I know that's not going to work because I've done that for years. I already know what that looks like. And so for me, I do like my food, right? I just was at 1,800 calories. I was like 1,865 calories. And so now when that gets dropped down, it's like, all right, it's doable, it's manageable, but I'm definitely not eating 1,200 calories, you know? So I'm eating like 1,500 calories and I'm losing weight on that. But that's because I have supported my metabolism through, so that it's going to work with me here. So I don't have to go on this aggressive diet. So I am not going to be losing 2 pounds a week. My goal is to lose anywhere from a half a pound to 1 pound a week. And so it's always going to change, right? And the overall, like, I'm going to be happy if I lose 2 to 3 pounds a month, and I should ideally be done by the middle of August. And this allows me to have a glass of wine if I want to have a glass of wine, right? I'm making sure that I'm having plenty of chocolate and popcorn and the foods that I love. I also have big ass plates of veggies. I do not do fasting. That does not work for me. I got to have my food. So I work out first thing in the morning. Not first thing in the morning, but I usually get to the gym by 8:30. So before I even step into that gym, I'm going to have coffee and then breakfast. And so I'm going to make sure that I get some carbs on board so that I can support my workout, because that's what carbs are, energy. And I know a lot of ladies are like, oh, I can't have carbs, but you know, I have a bagel with cream cheese, or I'll have cinnamon swirl bread, something like that, or I'll have dried apricots or figs. Right now, those, not too crazy about the figs, more the fall, maybe some fruit, but I don't need to do fasting when I'm eating 1,500 calories. So I like to have not small meals, but I like to have, my breakfast is going to be 2 meals. So I'm going to have my carbs before, and then when I get home, I'm going to have a protein shake, right? So I usually have, you're welcome, that girl, Shauna. So I want to have, you know, carbs before my workout for the energy, so I can kick ass in there. You guys, I leg pressed 365, no. What's 45? I think it was 45 times 6. Wait, 45 times 6 plus another 50. Wait, 45 times 6. I'm an idiot, I'm sorry. Plus 50 plus another 25. I did. I leg pressed 345 today. 345 for 4 sets of 8. And I was feeling it. I'm going to be feeling that tomorrow, I'm sure. So working on those quads. But, you know, you definitely need to make sure that you have some carbs on board before you do something like that. You know, you can't go in there with this fasted workout bullshit and expect to get any kind of performance in the gym from your workouts. So yeah, today was leg day, and what else did I do? I did hip thrusts in the Smith machine, so 15 at 150 pounds. My ass is going to be feeling that tomorrow. I also did seated hamstring curls. What else did I do? Oh, like side lunges. I went light on those, and then, I did the leg spreaders, right? It's adductor, but I just call them the leg spreaders. You know what I'm talking about. Definitely something easy, right? You're not going to go into the leg press machine, you know, for sure. So, Shauna, do you belong to a gym, or are you just working out at home? I guess would be the question. So I would definitely recommend with like just the basic exercises, right? You can do any kind of a squat at home. You can do any kind of lunges. You can do any kind of rows. You can do presses, overhead presses. You can also do like a bench press. You can do bicep curls. You know, you can work triceps. You can work your shoulders. So you don't go to the gym. So then you would have to have some kind of equipment or even bands. And so right now, These bands are $19.11 on Amazon. No, I'm not selling them, but I do have a 6-week program that is starting on Monday. Let me just show you. These bands are great because you can do, you can do a lot with them. So you could do like a chest fly with these. They're just hooked. It's just hooked up to my. It's not even hooked up. It's just on the back of my chair. So you can do a chest fly. You could do a chest press. You can do a lot with these bands. So $20 for a set of 5. But I do have a 6-week program starting. So it's going to be an exercise and nutrition reboot. So this, no, it's not. I just, the link, I don't have the link anywhere. So it's not, I don't sell these, but you can get them on Amazon. So if you just looked up exercise tubing, then that's what you would find. So as far as my 6-week program, that is starting on Monday and registration closes on Sunday night. So that is nutrition and exercise. You're going to get a 3-day-a-week full body workout program, and that can be done at home, but you will need those bands, and then you're going to need dumbbells as well if you're working out at home. Now, if you're working out at the gym, there's also, so it will show like how to modify that exercise if you're working out at home. So I have that program that's starting, but also as far as the nutrition goes and macros, right, I give you all the education on macros. What does that look like? So a lot of people are confused about macros. Really, all that macros is where are you getting your calories from? And saying like, thank you for the likes, I appreciate it. Your calories are made up of carbs, fats, and proteins. And for most women, they're just not eating enough protein. And so if you go to the link in my bio, that is going to calculate your maintenance calories, and that's going to show you how much protein that you need, how many carbs you need, and how much fat you need. So that's all well and good, but like how do you get that in now? And so that's what I'm doing for my program. So you can get all the details for Jumpstart. That's the name of that, is in my bio. And so this is an exercise and nutrition and an exercise reboot, because as you are in your late 40s, early 50s, the stuff that we used to do stops working, right? We're exercising more, we're eating less, and we're stuck. And so why is that? Why are we not losing weight anymore? We're doing what we used to do that used to work, and that's why. So as you're going through the stages of menopause, it usually starts around 45. It could be earlier. It could be later. The average age of going into menopause itself is 52. But it's the lead up, it's the perimenopause that is giving you grief, right? In the meantime. So hormonal changes, you don't recognize your body anymore. Periods start to go, periods are like all over the place. Your mood changes. We start to feel tired. We have brain fog, no energy, libido goes down, digestion issues and sleep issues, and then possibly hair loss or changes in your skin. And so these are all hormonal changes. But those can also be supported through nutrition and by supporting your metabolism. So that is what the goal of Jumpstart is to show you how to make those changes as you are going through the change. So I think we have evidence that eating less and exercising more works, right? Because it used to. So what do? We try it harder. We do things like intermittent fasting. We start pulling away foods. We start exercising more and we just kind of paint ourselves into a corner with all that. And so now what? Now you're stuck. So really the only thing that you can do now is to eat less, right? But that is going to backfire, or do more cardio, or do it harder, do it longer, or do it with more intensity. But that stops working. And so that's what usually happens is we get into this like Bermuda Triangle where nothing is happening, even though we're doing all of this stuff. So that means you just have to do something different. So that is why I created Jumpstart. This is why I created the 6-week program. So for me, as I'm losing weight in menopause, it's not about how little I can eat. I want to see how much I can eat and lose weight. I'm not trying to lose 2 pounds a week, right? If I get to my goal by August, I am completely fine with that. I am fine with where I am now. I just know that I have some extra fat on my body that I'd rather not have. And so it's not, like that I have to be a certain number. It's just I would be more comfortable if I didn't have some of this extra fat that I put on from bulking up over this fall and winter and spring essentially. So, but that being said too, I've been hitting the workouts and putting on some muscle onto my body. So even though I gained 10 pounds, well, 13 now when we add the pounds from the HRT, a lot of that is going to be muscle. Some of that is fat for sure. So I need to take the fat off so that we can see what the muscle looks like underneath. And so, if you follow any of the, bodybuilding girls, like you'll see that they go through those stages. Like they don't always look ripped. They take all their pictures when they're ripped, but, they don't walk around like that. And so especially when you're in your 50s, it's just harder to maintain something like that, and so that definitely, and I'm not saying it's impossible because it absolutely is. If you want to walk around looking lean and ripped and having abs all the time, then that is going to take a definite commitment. I don't give a shit about that. I could care less, right? Yes, I'll see my abs 10 pounds from now, but I don't care about, that's not the goal, because of the level of dieting that you have to maintain to be able to see those all the time is intense. And that means that you're not going out for girls' nights out. You're not having date nights with your husband. You're not having a fun martini or a Cosmo or something like that, right? You have to give up all those things. And I don't want to do that, right? I'd rather enjoy my life and maybe not see my abs. Like I'm totally fine with that. So, there's nothing wrong with walking around like completely ripped. Just know that isn't where your body prefers to be. So it's really hard to stay at that level of leanness. And so that's why you always hear people doing a cut or they're doing a bulk. And so that's kind of the process that's going on. And so, I'm coming off of a bulk. I'm in a cut right now. And I will say it is harder as we get older. It's definitely harder, but that doesn't mean that you should just be slashing calories. And I know that people think like, oh, I'm just going to eat 1,200 calories. And I have women that are 170 pounds eating 1,200 calories. Here I am, I'm 135 and I am eating 1,500 calories to lose weight. So why would somebody who's 170 pounds go that low? It just doesn't make sense. And so what happens is we start to see metabolic adaptation to those lower calories and not favorable. So that's when you start seeing things like insulin resistance. You start seeing, again, those mood swings, the libido drop, the mood swings, depression, loss, digestion isn't right, sleep issues come up, right? That's all metabolic adaptation to the fact that you're just not getting enough calories for your body. So, but, there seems to be this unwritten rule that people need to eat 1,200 calories, and that just doesn't make sense. That would make sense for somebody who's 120 pounds, but not for somebody who's 150 pounds or 100 or more. So, so you gotta be careful about how low you bring your calories. And, it sucks because like guys, they can do intermittent fasting and they'll lose weight right away, right? They can give up their granola bar for 2 weeks and they'll lose weight, and it's not fair, but it is the way that it is. And so we have hormones that we have to consider and the metabolism and how are you going to support that. And I know you don't think about that, right? All you're thinking about is I just need to lose weight, not realizing like how shitty you might feel because you're not eating enough calories. If you don't have any energy, if you're always tired, if you don't have, if you have brain fog, you're always in a bad mood, or you're snapping at people, or, you're flipping off people in traffic, like, why? Right? That's not normal. maybe flipping off people in traffic, but but I used to be that, like, so aggressive and just pissed off at everybody. And it was because I was always in a calorie deficit and just miserable. And now it's like, hey, if somebody wants to cut in front of me, then go ahead. Apparently you need to be somewhere more importantly than I do, right? I don't care. Go ahead. And I'm just definitely a nicer person from not always being on a diet. And so definitely more patience and more tolerant of people. But yes, you can. Yes, you can. So it's not a wrecked metabolism, right? Your metabolism isn't broken. It's just down regulated. And so we just need to bring it back up. And so that's what I'm talking about. And so a lot of the women that join my program, my 6-week program, we find that, and this is from the last round, right? Here's somebody who's 188 pounds eating 1,042 calories. Fuck me. Here's somebody who's 242 eating 1,339 calories. Here's somebody who is 148 eating 1,278 calories. Who's somebody who is 254 calories eating 1,107? She's 254 pounds eating 1,175 calories. And they're wondering why they can't lose weight, right? Because they're just not eating enough calories. And so they have definitely brought down their metabolism, right? Your body adapts to those lower calories. And all those symptoms, those negative symptoms, those are metabolic adaptations. But you also have to think about, what are you doing to your body? What is happening when somebody who's 254 pounds should probably be eating 2,500 calories to maintain, right? So what do you think is happening to somebody that needs that amount of calories but is getting less than half of that? That means that person isn't getting the nutrition for their body. So let's just take somebody who's 150 pounds, right? Most average females are going to be anywhere from 1,700 to 2,200 calories. That's your maintenance. And so if you're curious what your maintenance is, go check out my bio and do my online calorie calculator. That's going to show you what your maintenance is. And if that number is drastically different from what you're currently eating, then oh my God, cat 955 meow. I love that. Love that. Then just think about all the nutrition, all the minerals, all the vitamins that your body isn't getting, that you're not feeding it because you're always in a diet. And so that is that's the biggest reason why you have a wrecked metabolism. It's down regulated, right? So you absolutely can fix it. It's going to involve eating at maintenance calories. And so this is how I'm supporting my clients, my one-on-one clients, but also the ones that are in the group. Now, that's a pretty extreme example, right? Somebody who's 254 pounds and is only eating 1,100 calories. But I don't feel like that's maybe it's not super common, but I think it's more common than we think. And they're stuck. And so this is why I created this program, is for women that are stuck, excuse me, in their 40s and 50s, doing all the cardio and slashing all the calories. And now they're just like, why isn't this working anymore? Because it used to work. And I get it, you guys. I get it, right? I did everything. I did it all, right? I did all the intermittent fasting. I did all the fasts. I bought all the crap. The more expensive that it was, the more I was absolutely convinced that it was going to work. And slashed calories, did insane amount of cardio. And I remember for Thanksgiving, I had a class. It was 1,000 calories, right? It was a 1,000 calorie challenge. And that fucking thing was packed. So it was half an hour, 40 minutes of spin with a 40 minutes of boot camp. And nobody's leaving this room until we burn 1,000 calories. Oh my God. And they loved it. And that was so that we could eat on Thanksgiving. Like, are you kidding me? And I did that for a few years. And it was like, it sold out. So it was like, and we just get stuck in that mentality of like, this is what we have to do to lose weight. And then, then it just gets stuck. We're to the point where, you're doing some serious damage there. You're not burning as many calories as you think you are. And now you're this like disordered eating thing, right? Where you're earning your calories, right? Calories are there for energy, and we attach a lot to it. We're always trying to say like how little can I eat? And I challenge you to consider, how much could I eat? How many calories can I get away with and still lose weight? Now, you're probably not going to lose 2 pounds a week. The thing is, to lose 2 pounds a week, you have to be in a deficit of 1,000 calories a day. Now, you're probably like, I don't even know what that means, right? So 1,200 calories for most people is probably 1,000 calories. So thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that. But it's hard to maintain. And so, when you see people are always on, well, if you're not losing weight, then you're not in a calorie deficit. And there's some absolute truth to that. But if you are always in a calorie deficit, then your body has just gotten used to those lower calories, and now the only way that you're going to lose weight is when you get it used to those higher calories where it wants to be at for maintenance. Maintenance calories means that nothing happens, right? At maintenance calories, you're not losing weight and you're not gaining weight, right? So go to my online calorie calculator and see if you are far away from that number, that's why you are stuck, right? Either way, right? So maybe you're eating way more than your maintenance calories, but I think when you find out what your maintenance calories are, you're going to be like, holy shit, like if I eat all that, I'm going to gain weight, right? That's not true, So this is what I help my ladies with the Jumpstart program. The Jumpstart program is starting on Monday, this Monday. Registration is closing on Sunday, but this is also what I do for my one-on-one clients because it's a mind trip, right? But if what you're doing isn't working, then it's time to do something different. And so I am offering you more calories, more energy, more libido, right? Improve your libido, improve your energy, improve your moods, lift that brain fog, fix your digestion. Who doesn't want to poop every day, right? That's another thing. That's like a big one, right? That's like one of the biggest wins that people love sharing. It's like, yeah, I poop like every 3 days, right? Once they start going every single day, like there's nothing better, honestly. And that's the way that it should be. If you're not, then something's wrong, right? If you are always tired, something is wrong. If you don't feel like having sex with your husband, there's something wrong, and not with him, right? If you are always in a bad mood, there's something wrong. If you have a hair trigger temper, then there's something wrong. Unless that's just your personality. But if all of a sudden, like you're snapping at everything, then there's something wrong. If you're always anxious, if you can't sleep, if you're having gut issues, if you're always bloated, if you're always constipated, if you're, reacting to every meal, then there's something wrong. And I think we get used to these symptoms, right? They just come on, you're like, oh, well, that's just the way it is. Doesn't have to be that way. Doctors don't tell you, right? They're clueless, I think, when it comes to menopause. So it's not really a whole lot of help out there, but a lot of this can be dealt with as far as, yes, we want to make sure that we're looking at your hormones and see. That's not what I do with my 6-week program. But let's take care of the bigger rocks first anyways and get your nutrition in line. Let's get your training in line so that you're working out to support your body rather than just tearing it down with cardio. So I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know, right? Tap for some likes. I love to see the hearts. So if you are curious about what your maintenance calories are, you can use my online calorie calculator. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost a thing. Takes 30 seconds. And if you are interested in my 6-week program to show you how to kind of make those changes, make that shift, then the link for that is also in my bio. And if you have any questions, I try to answer them on TikTok. I can't always answer everything. Like, so if you're looking for a link, I can't share those unless we're friends. TikTok makes it hard, but what you can do is you can come over to my free Facebook group, and the link is here. I know I keep pointing over there, but the link is there, and I have a ton of information for you guys, like a ton of information if you are going through menopause. Now, I'm 54, and I was fortunate to kind of, well, I wasn't that fortunate, right? I really went through the shits like for like 3 years. So 47 to like right before 50 before I actually figured it out. So that is why I created this program, so that you don't have to go through what I went through, but a lot of you probably already are and are stuck. And so I want to help you with that. And so yes, I created the Jumpstart program, but I also have this free Facebook group, right? Absolutely free. There's a ton of recipes. There's a ton of information on there about menopause. I post workouts or some kind of a move on Friday. There's always some kind of a live conversation. So I just got off of a live in there, so I'm pretty visible in there. I say when I'm going to go live on Facebook, and you can ask whatever questions that you want there, and then I respond to every single question in Facebook. It's way easier to communicate through Messenger than it is through Facebook, through TikTok. So for me anyways, I don't know, the writing is bigger. If you guys notice, like I'm trying to see on TikTok and I'm like, what does that say? And then I go to post a response and I'm like, what the fuck did that? What is that? Right? I can't even read it. So, but yeah, there's all recipes every single weekend, right? I post a ton of protein recipes, easy smoothie ideas. I post cocktails on there all the time. Usually those come on Thirsty Thursday. And so there's just a ton of information on there. And you don't have to friend me on Facebook if you don't want to, right? Are we liking the cocktails? So if you go to this here, that's going to take you right to the Facebook group. So get your ass in there to get all that information if that calls to you at all. I am also on Instagram, so I am there under Kathy Catalyst. If you on Facebook, it's Kathy Cote, COTE, but that link is going to take you right to my Facebook, and you'll see me popping up in there. Right? I'm pretty active in there, and we have a nice group of ladies in there. So there's about 3,000 people. I do contests all the time. I just did one I gave away a air fryer. And then I gave away, so that was when we hit 2K, and then I gave away 1 month of training for when we hit 3K. So I totally want to give you value. It's not, yes, I do have a program that I'm trying to promote, right? But it's not always about that. I want to help, right? I want to help you get through this and see other ladies that are also going through this as well. So where am I from? So I grew up in San Diego, California, but I moved out here, which is Cape Cod, Massachusetts, which is an hour south of Boston. And so I'm like, I don't have an accent, but then I say accent. And then I'm like, I think I do have an accent. So I think I have a little bit of a cross between, but I don't have like that Boston attitude. So I don't think I do. So that's where I am from, basically. So I used to say I was from San Diego, but I can't even say that anymore because I am 54 and I moved out here when I was 19. So froze my ass off too. So you go from where you're like 75 degrees, like the median temperature, and then my parents were living in New Hampshire at the time, and I froze. I literally froze until spring. And then the sun came out and it got nice, and then there was like black flies everywhere. I'm like, what is with this state, right? So I didn't stay in New Hampshire very long. I went to, made my way over to Hampton Beach, which is like a smaller beach in New Hampshire, and then kind of made my way down to Cape Cod, which is Cape Cod. That's definitely a Boston accent right there. Made my way down to Cape Cod, and this is where I've lived for 22 years now. And we just bought a house in Utah, so I'll be living in Utah probably by this time next year. So we shall see. I'm very excited. So, where are you guys from? I know usually I get people from. I've had a few people from Australia. Usually I get quite a few Canadians. But it's just getting humid here, and I really don't like the humidity, so that's why I'm moving out west. Get some drier air. Kim 1969. So yeah, if you have any questions about like how to lose weight in menopause, how to lose weight in your 50s, I try to post, as much information as I can. Like, you're definitely going to get more information from my Instagram or from my Facebook, especially my Facebook group, than like my smart ass reels that I'm just lip syncing to. So you're from the South. We were considering too going to South Carolina, and we visited Savannah and Charleston, and I loved it. I loved the charm of both of those, but the hair, right? It's like my hair. So I just had a keratin treatment already. Like, it's starting to get like really humid here, and I'm like, I can't with the humidity. So that's why Pittsburgh. I just watched. Have you seen? Okay, this is really not related now that I think of it. But if you guys haven't seen the movie Hustle with just a tad humid, yeah, Washington State, nice. Adam Sandler did a movie. It's like a basketball movie about the 76ers. I think, so you said Pittsburgh, but I think they're from Philadelphia. Pittsburgh 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers, something like that. I don't know. That was a really good movie, though. So I really like that movie. So I just saw it like last week. Ozark. I'm definitely an Ozark fan. That was a kind of a shocker there. You can go to the link in my bio for that information. It's all there. It's just gonna give you the information on what you get and what's going on and all that. Let's see. What else was I watching? Oh, my daughter got me into Temptation Island. So I did like 2 seasons of that. Like, completely hooked on that. Like, I'm not going to say I'm a better person for it, but I did get hooked on it. Oh, that's because Ozark ended. That's right. And I was like, there's really nothing out. Stranger Things came out, but I didn't see season 2. So I'm like, not that, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Yellowstone, really liked Yellowstone. What else is there that's out? It's really nothing out there right now. So kind of, if you have any recommendations, let me know. I don't watch a ton of TV anyways. I'm just looking for something. I love like a 30-minute series, right? I loved Schitt's Creek. That was that was a good show. You could just bang out 1 or 2, sometimes 3, but I've been watching, I guess, a few movies. Tully, that was a good movie with Ashley Judd. That was kind of a surprise ending. So then we saw something the other day. I'm like, this wasn't that great. It was like a guy who was kind of stalking the wife, and then I like Ozark was good. And then he ended up like impregnating her, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, I forget the name of it. I was like, I can't believe we sat through this whole freaking movie for that ending, but whatever. Whatever. So what time is it? 9? Yeah, so my husband should be home probably in about 2 hours. He's a chef, so we're busy. So Cape Cod is like a resort area. It's not like a resort area. It is. We're like in season now, and once school gets out, right, all bets are off. So it's going to be crazy this summer. Although they're saying maybe not. So we're already at full occupancy as far as like if you come down to get a room, you're probably not going to get a room. Is 1883 a show or a series or a movie? And where is it available? So what was I saying? Yeah, so he's busy, but once school gets out, then it's probably gonna be nutso here. And so we're already starting to see like the Maseratis and the Lamborghinis and stuff like that. And so I used to be a bartender up until like 2 years ago. So dealing with all the tourists and stuff. So it's kind of, it's a different vibe. It is? Well, I didn't know that. So is that on, so what's that available on? Like who shows that? Showtime? Or is it on Paramount? Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. How come I haven't heard of this? It must be on a different channel that I get. Paramount, okay. I have that. Do I? Oh, I must. I must because it was on there, so. All right, awesome. Thank you very much for that. I got my note here. Oh, I can't wait. Yes. So, is it, how many seasons is it? I hate like hopping on a new thing, right? That you're like, oh, okay, and then you have to wait for the next season. It's like, oh, one so far. All right, I'll still watch it. That's why I was kind of glad that I didn't get into Schitt's Creek until later, and so I was able to binge like on all those. I liked that one. That was good. Bridgerton, that was good. I liked the first season. I didn't think the second season was as good as the first one. What else? Oh, City on a Hill. Is that right? Is that the one with Kevin Bacon? That was good. Billions. Billions was good. Got weird there towards the end. House of Cards. That's kind of going way back. But all right, well, I'm gonna go. So if you have any questions, like I said, the best way to get in touch with me is on Facebook Messenger. But and then Instagram would be the next the next preferred communication, and then I guess TikTok. But it's just not as friendly as those other two. So I thank you very much for the recommendations. Clearly I have some catching up to do that I didn't know about. And I hope you have an awesome night. I'll be back here on Sunday, probably around 9 o'clock EST. So I hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you.